We're here to talk a little bit about how you and I have been able to work together the past 4 years to help people find just the right property for their portfolio.
Absolutely.
Yep. And one of the things that I first do is oftentimes I'll get a client that is new to the investment game. And one of the first questions I'll ask them is, are you working with an agent? I think it's really important to work with an agent. And tell us a little bit why it's important to work with an agent.
Well, working with an agent, I mean, we're in a market still where inventory is very low. So in order to find the right property, you want to have someone that's obviously watching the market constantly and someone that has the knowledge of areas, neighborhoods, price points, and the pitfalls that come with closing a property. So there's a process, obviously, from A to Z to do that. And so you want certainly an agent that's going to be in your corner to help you accomplish that.
Yes, exactly. And some of the people you and I have worked with, I mean, we've worked with people overseas to help secure a property
Absolutely.
for people. I think one of our clients that was the furthest away was perhaps Japan, maybe.
It was.
We worked together to help find her a property, and we were able to do the closing with her not even being here and even rent the property. So It was kind of the best tag teaming and getting everything done for her. Not that it didn't present its challenges with 10 o'clock phone calls and Zooms.
It did. That was an interesting process. That was, COVID kind of time frame too, but her being overseas, obviously Zoom calls showing properties to Zoom calls talking about paperwork and electronic signatures and then closing that property. It was interesting, but certainly pulled it off and you got the property rented.
Yes, we did. We
Yeah.
did. Sometimes too, I'll bring you a client that has never had any experience. And then you and I'll kind of talk through, you'll bring me some properties. I might give you some information they gave me, but
Sure.
what are some of the things you're going to be asking them so you can help locate the proper property?
Well, I mean, the biggest question, obviously, whether you've gotten some of this from them or not, is their budget. I mean, what are they looking to spend? And certainly the first-time investors have an idea that entry level of 150 to 200,000. Let's go find us a house. Well, they don't exist anymore, not in our local market. So that's the biggest issue first, is let's find out their budget, and then from that is looking in neighborhoods and areas that are sought after, like back to what you said a few minutes ago, school districts, close to shopping, close to the beaches. So all those things matter because then you in turn go into the rental piece of it.
Exactly. And you've been really great of oftentimes presenting me with like 10 options for these owners. And then I'm able to give them an accurate rental rate so they can run the numbers to figure out, hey, these might be the top 5 that we need to go try to get.
Sure.
And I think that's worked out really well. I think you have found, I don't think there's any clients that you haven't been able to help that I've sent you.
I hope not.
No, you've done a really great job.
No,
and
sure.
I think then, once you help them, you walk them through that process too. Talk to me a little bit about what the inspection process looks like on perhaps a property that might even need to be renovated.
Sure. So inspections are a big deal. I mean, North Carolina is a buyer beware state, which means, the state gives you that opportunity to go into a home that you put under contract and you can evaluate it as much as you want. And that's important because, again, finding out, there's always the visual pieces of, does it need a roof? Does it need an HVAC? Does it need new paint, updating? But there's things that we can't see that a home inspector finds. And so those are hidden costs that we need to make sure that investor is prepared to roll those into what he's going to do on the backside.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And I'm sure you're very good at consulting with them on that entire process.
It is. It's and I have 23 years of experience in the business. When I walk into a house, I have a pretty good idea visually of just looking at what needs to be done. So those numbers, and I'm not a contractor, but I've seen enough of it and done enough of it that I have a pretty good feel for that amount of money that's going to be an upfront cost. That's without the home inspection.
Exactly. Well, I also like it too that I can come to you with a particular investor and you can say, you may not be able to find something in this area, but let's go look in this area.
Absolutely.
Like I think you've been offering some suggestions to some of my investors that to not just consider Wilmington, but look at Brunswick County, look at Leland, look at Winnebago, and some of these other areas.
It is. I mean, rental numbers used to be, and you're going to know this better than me, but outside of Wilmington, rental numbers in Brunswick and Pender and, even up into Onslow have been a little less in the past than New Hanover. But those numbers now, I don't think they're pretty strong across the board. So, and with inventory being low, absolutely, we've got to think outside of the box because New Hanover may not offer what you're looking for right now.
Exactly. So this gives us an opportunity to work with people perhaps that don't have an agent or don't even honestly sometimes know exactly what they're looking for. Absolutely. I think you and I can help them narrow down that search by working together. Absolutely. And then once you help them close on a property, Sawyer's really, really happy to go ahead and manage it for them. So it's definitely a teamwork situation.
And you guys do a good job of that. When I get them going out, they always say great things about you guys.
Well,
so.
I appreciate that. And I look forward to working with you again soon on something.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Thanks for your help, Kelly.